And part of it was given through that door, because in that area, only the priest would enter. So the guy that gave the lamb go from around, come to this door, get the lamb, and he would celebrate it with his family, or put it on a high place for God. So he came through this staircase, and that's a high place where they put the offering for God. You are sitting on that. Oh.
Cool. Should we stand?
So what I want you to see, that amazingly, we found that Jeroboam did not change everything. He wanted them to feel like it's the real thing. It's the same size, it's the same way. It's just different location and different time. Okay? Well, you are still citizens of the United States of America, just the first president was Lincoln. And Christmas is on January 25th, but all the rest is the same. Okay? The other word that I want to, we decided with, what do we do with compromise? Remember that. What do we do with legacy? Remember that. But I emphasize another word, and that's seeking advice. Who do you go to? Oh, is that a message? Who do you go when you're seeking advice?
Google.
The Word of God.
Elders.
You don't have your own field. You don't have my horse, my room, my clothes. You're all part of your father's household. So if something happened to your grandchildren and you are responsible, what are you doing?
Not protect.
Someone was injured, what are you doing?
Take care of them.
Take care of him. You heard something happened to him over there. I know, flat tire. 40 miles from here. Okay? And you're in charge. You go and help him.
Or you send somebody.
Or you send someone. You are responsible. Okay? Go to Genesis chapter 14, verse 14, I think. Try to read it. Michael, are you ready?
Sure.
Go ahead.
It starts in the middle.
14, yeah.
When Abraham heard that his relative had been taken captive,
Whose relative? What?
Lot?
Lot. By the way, read verse 13, maybe.
start 13, okay. A man who had escaped came and reported this to Abram the Hebrew. Now Abram was living near the great
No,
tree.
go to verse 12.
Okay. They also carried off Abram's nephew Lot and his possessions since he was living in Sodom.
Oh, very good. So people, the Amorites, came to Sodom, looting, and they also took with them Lot, Abram's nephew. Okay? So, continue.
A man who had escaped came and reported this to Abram the Hebrew. Now Abram was living near the great trees of Mamre the Amorite, a brother of Eshcol and Aner, all of whom were allied with Abram. When Abram heard that his relative had been taken captive, he called out the 318 trained men born in his household and went in pursuit as far as Dan.
Thank you very much. What did he do?
Go get him.
Because you are responsible, because you are the head of the father household, you are in charge even of your nephew. They already left you, and he lives in another city, and he's in Vegas. Okay? But you're going to do everything to go and pursue him up to Dan. Where Abraham lived? In the southern border of Israel.
Yeah.
Beersheba. And where he went all over to look for his nephew? To Dan, to the northern border of Israel. If you live in, so if your nephew is in New York, and he needs your help, and you're in charge, would you go and help him? Of course. Do you understand what happened here? Wait a second. So if you are the father, and he's part of your father household, you're in charge of the father household, although there are many rooms. So the father is in charge of the house. Okay? So if you're bringing back this dude, Lot, and put him back, if you go and rescue your nephew over there, you are redeeming him. The word is goel. Wait a second. Let me play with words for a second. If God is the Father, and He has many rooms, and He's sending a Redeemer to rescue us and bring us back to the Father household. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah.
Isn't that a nice story here? What's wrong with the verse that we just read? Can you read again the last one, 14?
Yes. When Abram heard that his relative had been taken captive, he called out the 318 trained men born in his household and went in pursuit as far as Dan.
What's wrong here?
Dan wasn't around.
Dan did not exist.
Yeah.
What was the name of this town when Abram came here? Laish. Okay, but so how it is, because Abram had Isaac and Isaac had Jacob and Jacob had Dan. So there's no way that he pursued him until Dan. So what's wrong here in the scriptures? Are we making mistakes in this Bible? No? Well, what happened when you write Laish, 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 generation after generation, and then someone says, hey, sorry, it's not named Laish anymore. What is Laish? What is Oklahoma? I don't know that. Okay? What is Texas? Ah, you mean Texas. So write down Texas. So what happened is that our Bible have the new name of the place, although probably the story is about Laish.
Yeah.
You know what the amazing thing is? That 15 years ago, almost accidentally, we found this.
15 years ago.
Yes.
That's it.
They closed up the front. It used to be open, didn't it?
What?
Was that open before?
Yes, it was
Because
open
look, yeah, they
before.
closed
Yeah.
it up, eh?
Because people are pushing and taking and touching dirt of the biblical site. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a gate over there made of bricks. You see mud bricks? And has the shape of a gate. That's why they built the model here to show you how it looks like. So the entrance is from here. You're climbing up through the staircase. You're coming through a city gate made of mud bricks. And on the other side, there is another gate that goes down into the city. Those are the city walls, and this is the city gate, 4,000 years old, from the time that this was Laish, and this is the gates. And if we read in the Bible that Abram pursued all the way to capture Dan, to save his nephew Lot, and he came to Dan, there is a chance that Abram walked on those circles. Because I could not show you the exact place in Beersheba or in the tent. Oh, Abram walked here. But if there's a staircase and a gate, 4,000 years old, we prefer to call it not the Canaanite gate. Let's call it Abram.
We don't have shekels.
Okay, so not necessarily the highest point. The highest point is still Mount Hermon. Again, I already said it before, but there's only one answer. But I know. But God. Anyway, what happened after the war over there? If I'll tell you, I'll have to kill you later. The only thing I can say that there is an elevator.
Who goes? Rules.
Bunker, Golan Heights.
There's some water down there.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's only deep in the middle.
Hi, Cecil. Shabbat shalom.
But
You're just sliding by.
Hey, you're wearing a formal one.
You like that?
Uh-huh, that's a Barón Tagalog.
Yes, it's my Mexican. Made in Mexico.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
maybe not just a fact that you learned about, but maybe how, like, why that was meaningful for you, or maybe something through that God is speaking to your heart, or something that He's challenging you in or convicting you.